Okay, so once again, for answering questions on the main angles with trigonometry, once you have things memorized, they become a lot easier to do. But before that, it really does help out to make yourself your table. All right, come over here, make your table, set it up. Right, set it up. Right, you can set up 3 verticals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horizontals, and we've got 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees. Sine of theta, cosine of theta. Alright, sine, we know, is y. At 0, y is 0. Alright, at 90, y is 1. Okay, and then once again, as easy as 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then for the cosine, just reverse it. 1 goes with 0, 1/2, root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, 1. Alright, and I strongly recommend that you go ahead, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, pi over 2, that you write your radians there as well. Okay, so at what degrees would sine of theta be 1/2? Well, sine of theta would be 1/2 with the reference angle of 30 degrees. Well, we have to remember that's the reference angle. So I could be in this first quadrant, or I could be in that second quadrant. So therefore, theta could equal 30 degrees, or theta could equal 150 degrees. Okay. Now, what radians would the tangent be undefined? Tangent would be undefined over here if the cosine is negative. Remember, because the tangent is y over x. So it's going to be undefined. It's going to not exist when the cosine ratio is 0. Right? Well, where's the cosine ratio 0? Its cosine ratio is 0 at the y-axis. Right? So what are those? Pi over 2, and I wrote that incorrectly, 3 pi over 2. Right? Now, why do I give it as pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2? Because what does it ask? Radians. Over here, what does it ask? Degrees. And notice I include the degree symbol. Okay? So that's where all spiders taste crunchy can really help us out. Okay? What's the sine of 45 degrees? The sine of 45 degrees, come over here, 45 degrees, sine ratio, root 2 over 2. Right? First quadrant. Boom, we know that. Okay? What about the tangent of pi? Well, where's pi? Pi is on this x-axis. Right? Pi is on the x-axis, so the y is 0. The y is 0. 0 divided by 1. My tangent ratio, that's 0. Okay? 3 pi over 4. Okay, well, where is that? 3 pi over 4, not quite to pi. So it's in the second quadrant with the reference angle of pi over 4. So second quadrant, cosine is negative. Reference angle, pi over 4. What's my result? Negative root 2 over 2. You may have this one memorized already. You say, hey, I know pi over 4, 45 degrees, goes with root 2 over 2. Or you may need to go to your table. Set up the table. Look, there it is. Cosine, root 2 over 2. Alright, 7 pi over 4. We set this up. Go to our quadrant, fourth quadrant. So I know that's the negative sine of pi over 4, which is negative root 2 over 2. Once again, you'll do these enough times that you'll start to memorize them. I still strongly suggest, though, create this. Create this, create this. Right? And if you want to get the tangent ratio, then just divide. 1 over root 3, 1, root 3. Okay? Very, very important. Cannot emphasize how important this is. And in essence, what you're going to be asked to do for your quiz is solve things exactly like this without the use